দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, বাজায় 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 বিনা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, বোধে সুরে বোধে সুরে গে মহিমা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, বিনা বাজায় বাজায় বিনা, বিনা বাজায় বাজায় বিনা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, কত রাগ আর কত রাগিনী, কত রাগ আর কত রাগিনী, ছন্দ তাল সুরের মূর্ছনা, ছন্দ তাল আর সুরের মূর্ছনা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, বাজায় 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 বিনা, বাজায় বিনা, বোধে সুরে গে মহিমা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, সবোধের ঝঙ্কারে স্বভাবের বিস্তারে, সবোধের ঝঙ্কারে স্বভাবের বিস্তারে, অবিরাম চলে তার প্রীতি সাধনা, অবিরাম চলে তার প্রীতি সাধনা, প্রীতি সাধনা, প্রীতি সাধনা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, সুখে দুঃখে সুখে দুঃখে সুখে দুঃখে কত কথা তার, কত ভাবনা, কত ভাবনা ভাবনা ভাবনা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, স্বভাবে বোধে সেসব করে ধারণা, স্বভাব বোধে সেসব করে ধারণা, জীবন সঙ্গীতে যত জীবন সঙ্গীতে লীলা মহিমা, লীলা মহিমা, লীলা মহিমা, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বিনা, সবোধে মিলে আবার কবু মিলে না, সবোধে মিলে আবার কবু মিলে না, সময় এসে হয় পূর্ণ সবোধে এর ভাবনা, সময় এসে মিলে সব সবধে সাধনা। দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বীণা, বাজায় বীণা, বাজায় বীণা। দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বীণা। স্বভাবের স্বরূপ তার চিদাভাস অহংকার, স্বভাবের স্বরূপ তার চিদাভাস অহংকার। কর্তা ভোক্তা জ্ঞাতা লক্ষ্য না তার, কর্তা ভোক্তা জ্ঞাতা লক্ষ্য না। গুণোপাধি যোগে করে ভেদ রচনা, গুণোপাধি যোগে সে করে ভেদ রচনা। বৈচিত্র্য কল্পনা তার সাধনা, বৈচিত্র্য কল্পনা, বৈচিত্র্য কল্পনা তার সাধনা, তার সাধনা। দেহে বসে কে, দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বীণা। সবধে স্বরূপ তার প্রজ্ঞান ঘন, সবধে স্বরূপ তার প্রজ্ঞান ঘন। সর্বসম অনুপম, সর্বসম অনুপম। নিষ্কল নির্মল নিরঞ্জন, নিষ্কল নির্মল নিরঞ্জন। অদ্বয় অব্যয় অখণ্ড অহং দেব। অদ্বয় ব্রহ্ম আত্মা পরম, সসঙ্গ বেদ স্বানুভব। আত্মারাম পাকায়ামি অখণ্ড ভূমা, 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 ভূমা। দেহে বসে কে বাজায় বীণা, জীবন বীণা বাজায় কে সে, বাজায় কে সে, বাজায়, বাজায়, বাজায়। বন্দে সচ্চিদানন্দ ঘন স্বস্বরূপ আপন, স্বস্বরূপ আপন, স্বস্বরূপ আপন। বন্দেহম, বন্দেহম, বন্দেহম সচ্চিদানন্দ গণ স্বস্বরূপ আপন। স্বানুভব দেব ও স্বয়ং স্বানুভব দেব স্বয়ং সচ্চিদানন্দ স্বস্বরূপ আপন স্বস্বরূপ আপন। অখণ্ড, silence is the nature of the Absolute. Break of the silence starts and unfolds the creation of universal ideation, and from that manifest the universal sound, space, time, and all the three as one manifest into form infinite. That is the outer appearance of the universe, consisting of all kinds of forms, innumerable forms, all kinds of innumerable sounds, names, and all kinds of innumerable ideas, all together constitute the universal existence. The Absolute needs some medium, in and through which that Absolute can reveal its true nature, the spontaneous nature, which is all divine for all time as it is. You are studying English, Hindi, Bengali language. I don't know what will come from within immediately after this. This life has become a free channel of the Absolute. I have been fully identified with the Absolute, and the Absolute nature reveals from within in a very methodical, scientific and sonorous way. That is why sometimes music reveals. All these songs are extempore expression. As one individual requires to be conscious about what he will do, what he will say, and what he will perform. But this life is absolutely non-concerned, because the Absolute reality symptomatizes as I Absolute. That is the existence Absolute, consciousness Absolute, and bliss Absolute. In Sanskrit, it is called Sat Chit Anandam. In this song, all these words reveals without any preparation, without any imagination, without any contemplation, and without any execution. Because the I reality in this life does not require to consider all these points, because it is so spontaneous with the nature of equanimous and homogeneous nature. Homogeneous and equanimous nature characterizes the equibalence, equipoise, and oneness of knowledge and knowledge of oneness. That means the knowledge itself reveals without any condition, without any limitation, but in course of its revelation, what happens? The series of revelation which has no beginning and no end at all. Because the revelation of the Absolute cannot have any beginning or end. Then it ceases to be Absolute. Absolute means that which is beyond beginning and beyond end. It is not conditioned, not limited by idea, sound or name and forms. That Absolute is the background of all manifestations, altogether appearing as the universal one, the universal appearance, full of ideas, full of sound, name and full of forms. But how can all these things be possible? It is a question. Only for those who listen to this. Life is a medium for the spontaneous revelation of the absolute reality, symptomatizing as I Absolute. That I Absolute reveals or manifests as the universal I reality, and the universal I reality manifests into innumerable individual I reality, that is all individual lives. Associated with infinite ideas, thoughts, action, sound, form, and their result. In life, you can easily understand that you have got a form. That is the physical form. All of you. Each and every individual manifestation has got some form. And that form is sustained by the inner nature, which is called life potency, bioenergy, pranam. And bioenergy conducts from within, for which we can move, we can act. I move this hand. It is the function of the bioenergy. That means Pran Shakti. That Pran Shakti cannot function without any cable body. In the body, prana, that is vital energy, acts according to its true nature, for which the physical body is active. When it is dead, the Prana Shakti remains inactive. That is why the body cannot move, cannot survive. But life continues functioning. That is why in the dead body there are innumerable germs manifest. After the decomposition of the physical body, the innumerable germs function. I am only first going to introduce you some points which I will explain in detail. Then you will be able to understand the purport or implied meaning of my saying. Now, Pran Shakti has no consciousness at all. It's a strange thing. But it has action, movement, reaction. And that is controlled by another aspect which is called mind. What is mind? Mind is the reflection of central aspect which is called pure consciousness, that is Atman. I reality itself. And all these are the reflection, that is in a word called mindness. Mindness, I and mine, मैं and मेरा, Ami and Amars. Each and every individual has got one I, Ami, one Amar, I and mine. Now, in our life, during the whole period of life, we all work for the maintenance and development of this mindness with the help of I-ness. I-ness is never absent, but mindness gets dissolved and again starts acting during the deep sleep. The sense of mindness is conducted by mind and intellect, which is called inner sense, antahkaran, which acts on the senses and on the physical body. Senses are twofold. One is organs of action and the other is organs of senses. That is organs of experience. Pancha Gyanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya. Pancha Karmendriya, hastapad, hand, feet. Mukh, that is jibha, by which we speak. Tongue, the organ of speech, and hand, in and through which we act. Feet, in and through which we move. Upastha payu, generative organ, lingam, and payu, the rectum, in and through which the excretion, the waste part of our food that comes out. This is the science of physiology. Because I start from the gross body and I will end to your real I, the self-infinite, the divine infinite, the reality itself, which is Saccidanandam, Sattam Shivam Sundaram, Akhanda Brahma Surupam, Paramatma Surupam. How all this thing happens in life? One who is fully conscious of all this, that is one who has been identified with the reality itself, is a true realizer who unfolds this science to others who are seeker, who wants to know. Because you have come here to study, to know what is what. What is what? For example, form, if you want to study form, it is infinite, innumerable varieties. Sound, innumerable. Ideas, innumerable. I have told some points immediately before. How the Absolute reveals and all these are possible from the revelation of the Absolute. Absolute is spontaneous revealing nature. Sato Siddha, Sato Spurta, Swayam Purna, Swayam Prakash, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, and spontaneous. The existence absolute, which never goes out of existence. It is ever present, and its Chit nature, that is Sat-Chit Swarup, it is ever luminous. Knowingness of the knowledge is spontaneous. And as it is absolute, that means it is beyond all, above all, duality, plurality, relativity. I will explain all the words individually, then you will be able to understand the implied meaning of my saying. The reality of your being, what you are in reality, not what you are in appearance. In appearance you are man. In appearance there are trees, plants, insects, birds, animals, and the infinite creations, full of variations, diversities. Man is the superior animal because in and through spontaneous revelation of the Absolute, which is the course of evolution, means Vivartan. And before this evolution there was one involution. Without involution, evolution is not possible. That is why every evolution presupposes an involution. Do you understand my words? Every evolution presupposes involution. Without involution, evolution cannot be possible. What will evolve from within if there is no involution? First, that is why the Absolute reveal one after another the stages of revelations, creates all these diversities, layer after layer. The lowest one, the outermost one is the all gross nature, which is conducted by the inner nature, which is prana. And prana, that is universal energy, life energy, which is not all perfect, but is controlled, sustained and maintained by universal mind. And that is not also all perfect. The universal mind is controlled by the universal intellect, Mahattattam, universal intelligence. That is the totality of life force. The life energy, the origin of all life energy. That is the universal life, which is called Ishwar, the creator, the preserver, the maintainer, and also the dissolver, the ruler of the creation, who dwells in the heart of all individuals. And which by different name is called Atman. I will talk about this Atman in a very nutshell form because time is very short, but the subject is very tough, the highest, the greatest, because whenever you will be able to understand all these points, you will reach a state which is beyond any change, modification, limitation. That is all perfection. Serene, tranquil, pacific, calm, homogeneous, equanimous. Do you understand my words? Now tell me freely. I am here to play with you the game of life, the game of consciousness, the game of I consciousness. मैं से मैं का प्रकाश होता है, मैं द्वारा मैं भी चलता है, फिरता है, फिर भी मैं में सब भी इकट्ठा होकर के पूर्ण हो जाता है. This is the game of I consciousness. एक अहम सर्वस्व सर्वम सर्वात्मकम सर्वातीतम सर्वसिद्धम. That is the glory of your I, which is at present acting as I individual. Ahankar, ego. Ego wants so many things. उसको कुछ डिमांड चाहिए, ये नहीं है वो चाहिए, वो नहीं है ये चाहिए. इसलिए you are trying to fulfill your desire. It is full of desire and always trying to fulfill the desire. That is the one aspect of life, to fulfill the desire of outer nature, desire of inner nature, desire of central nature, and desire of the absolute. That means when you will go back to your Godhead, you will go back to your absolute nature, and all your individual nature, universal nature will remain behind. You will become absolutely free. Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Ajara, Amara, Papa, Viddha. How it will be possible? Each and every individual is ever present in the absolute reality and dwelling in the absolute reality, playing their individual role according to their inherent nature, and gradually attaining the finer, wider, superior quality, experience, understanding, knowledge, till it reaches the absolute nature, that is beyond duality. No sense of duality can exist there, not to speak of plurality and relativity. In the outer nature, all these are relative. One depends on other. Here, relative is the background, which is not easily understandable. Those who are striving to realize it gets absorbed within himself. He controls his mind first, because mind conducts in life, conducts in our senses, in our pranas, in our physical body. But when mind ceases function, it is experienced only in the deep sleep state, where mind does not function at all. Mind and intellect, that is inner sense, cease functioning. Only the I reality, that is your true nature, this self, remains as it is without any condition, limitation. And after the break of the sleep, which is sound sleep, dreamless sleep, that is the not knowing state for the mind, not for the self. जब नीड टू जाती तब क्या बोलता है? Oh, I had a very nice sleep for 7 hours. I could do nothing at all, no disturbance at all, no dream at all. So peaceful and happy state, the deep sleep state. But there the mind was absent. How could you know that you had a nice sleep? That is the focus of your true I. It always acts in oneness. In deep sleep state, you reach in oneness. That is no function of duality. That is why mind was absent there. The function of mind was not present. That is why you could not know anything. It was absolutely free from all merits and demerits. The subject is very interesting. The more you will listen, the more you will be absorbed from within, and your outer all function will be stopped, and you will live in your inner nature more consciously than your outer experience. That is why the spiritual sadhana means the sadhana of inner nature. And physical knowledge means action and experience of the outer nature. And the divine sadhana is the contemplation, meditation, rapt attention, and perfect concentration, one-pointed concentration, where the mental operation is absent. Chitta vritti nirodh, suspension of the mental operation. No function of mind, no thought, no idea, no action, no reaction. Wonderful. And those who are perfectly experienced about this subject can talk of this, can unfold the science, how it happens, how it occurs in us from the beginning to end, all diverse, different stages, one after another, one after another, one after another. And finally, you will reach a state where no function of physical body, no function of your vital energy, no function of senses, no function of mind, no function of intellect, no function of ego. Even no existence of the universal one also. I in I. That is consciousness in consciousness. Pure consciousness. Where there is no shadow at all. Where there is no shadow, there is no duality. I am talking of the knowledge of knowledge. That is oneness of knowledge, knowledge of oneness. But our normal life is not aware of this. Normal life is conscious about manyness, about duality, about plurality, about relativity. Form, name, idea, consciousness. But not the I consciousness. I will talk of this in nutshell form because time is short and your mind will not permit you to understand all these points and register all these things in one day. If I say that the song that I sing before you, produce this immediately. Until and unless you get a training, without proper training, how can you say? You require some training. Training means repeated practice. Repeated practice means to create the same thing, one thing, again and again, so that it will be registered, it will be set. And when it is properly set, it will not go off. That is, it will not be absent. We know so many things, but we forget. Why? It is not properly set, properly registered. To do so, what is needed? Perfect concentration in your study, if concentration is absent, then it is futile. So, whatever you study, whatever this subject is, you require perfect concentration, rapt attention. That is one-pointed mind. The mind should not be restless, should not be unsteady. It should be steady, stable, and very conscious. Then you can grasp what the teacher or professor speak before you and what you study again and again. When you attain that concentration, that contemplative mood and mind, you do not require self-effort more and more. Only by hearing or by reading once, you can understand what is what. As a student, it is needed for you all. Without concentration, your study will not be perfect. Then in the exam, you cannot answer your question paper. That in life, what you find? One physical body, one inner nature, vital prana, functioning in and through the senses, pancha gyanendriya, pancha karmendriya, gyanendriya, chakshu, karna, jibha, nasika, tak, that is organ of vision, organ of listening, hearing, organ of smelling, organ of tasting, and organ of touching. These five are called Gyanendriya. And Karmendriya, hand, feet, tongue, in and through which we speak, Bak, pani pado, upastha payu. Bak, speech, pani, hand, pado, feet, and upastha, generative organ, and payu, rectum. These are 5 organs of action. In and through his life function smoothly go on. But inner nature, all these are absent. Mind itself is self-sufficient. It does not require all these organs. Mind acts through the senses and physical body. Because mind is the cause of all of this. And gradually I will unfold the truth step by step that the mind which is a cause is also the effect simultaneously. How? The physical body is the outer nature, it is the container. It is called Deho, Adhar, that means container, the field of action. Karma kshetra. Lekin karma catches the function of prana and mind. Prana acts through physical body, mind acts through senses and prana, and intellect acts through mind. This is the nature of the inner nature, being. That is our inner constitution. Sutra is Param-Purush means, Pur means body. The city, this physical body is a city, and the consciousness dwells in it, dwells outside also, because consciousness is all pervading. চিৎ এক রূপ, বোধ স্বরূপ, বুদ্ধ আদি সাক্ষী, কর্মাধ্যক্ষ, সর্বভূত আদি বাস, বাচর সাক্ষী, প্রাণবৃত্তের সাক্ষী, বুদ্ধের সাক্ষী, বুদ্ধিবৃত্তের সাক্ষী, চক্ষু সত্রাদি সর্ব ইন্দ্রিয়ানাঞ্চ সাক্ষী, সাক্ষী নিত্য প্রত্যক আত্মা সচ্চি আনন্দ স্বরূপ কেবল অম। I am going gradually from outer to the inner, inner to the center, center to the transcendental. Eko hi devo. The real God who conducts in each and every manifestation. That is why it is called God, the ruler of all. But God in action and God in inaction. Double characters. God in inaction is called Atman, and God in action is called Ishwar. And Ishwar has got so many agents in and through which it functions all through for the maintenance of the universal existence. Eko hi devo. That means one Lord, one God, one reality, one self, which is the background of all, the underlying essence of all, the life-pervading truth of all, the reality itself, that is I reality, is ever present in each of these manifestations. I as Brahman Atman, I as Ishwara, I as individual Jiva. हर आदमी कहता है मैं. I is the center of all knowledge, function of all knowledge. But it has got double function. One is supervision and ruling with properly over all its manifestation, and the other part is absolute witness, only Sakshi Matra Kevalam. So each individual has got two personality. I have to shortcut the space. Two individualities, one is personal and the other is impersonal. Nirakar, impersonal, Sakar, personal. Nirgun, Sagun. Nirgun, attribute-less. Sagun, attribute-full. Each and every individual has got two personalities. When you are in acting state, you are personal. With that person, shori, deho, body, you cannot do anything. But in your deep sleep state, that is sushupti, dreamless sleep, where there is no function of physical body, no function of vital energy, no function of mental and intellectual understanding. Only self exists, because it is the real existence which never goes out of existence. Your eye cannot experience its absence. This is my quotation. I have brought some books which are made from these revealing utterances, discourses in different places. Some of the utterances are published and made in English, in Bengali, in Hindi. So one set I will gladly present this institution library, and the students interested, they will be able to read that English and Bengali. Hindi publication not yet available, but very soon it will be available. There are some books of quotation, pocket book, small pocket book, in Bengali and English, two in Bengali, two in English, very with simple sentences, very interesting and important sentences, which will be very helpful for you to develop your understanding and experience, and it will become very helpful for you to set your experience properly, duly, and rightly within. Otherwise, the faculty of understanding has got some defects. For example, mind. Mind is constituted by 10 folds of a moon. मन 10 वृत्ति द्वारा तैयारी, बुद्धि भी 10 वृत्ति, बुद्धि का, अहंकार का भी 10 वृत्ति। माइंड का 10 वृत्ति क्या है? कामना, काम मतलब डिजायर, संकल्प रेजोल्यूशन, विचिकित्सा डाउट, ताले डिजायर, रेजोल्यूशन, डाउट, श्रद्धा रिगार्ड, अश्रद्धा डिसरिगार्ड, धृति फॉर्टिट्यूड, अधृति नॉन फॉर्टिट्यूड, हुरी शाइनेस, भी फियर fearfulness, dhi medha talent. These 10 folds constitute the mind. ऐसी बुद्धि का भी है क्या? जजमेंट, बुद्धि का है जजमेंट, बुद्धि का क्या है? प्रेडिलेक्शन, बुद्धि का क्या है? रिसर्च, बुद्धि का है इंक्वायरी, जिज्ञासा, बुद्धि का और क्या है ना? उसको फैकल्टी ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग, डिटर्मिनेशन, डिटर्मिनेटिंग, इट इज कॉल्ड डिटर्मिनेटिंग फैकल्टी, इंटेलेक्ट, एसर्टेनिंग प्रिंसिपल। बुद्धि का ऐसी कुछ टर्म्स है, you will be able to find it in your study gradually. I am only presenting before you some points which are very essential for the total transformation of our individual life, total transformation of our individual life into the divine one. Because human being has got that possibility and probability, not only possibility and probability, has got the germ of Brahmahood, the germ of the absoluteness. You are the miniature form of Absolute. In and through you, the Absolute wants to reveal itself spontaneously. That is why it is showering light gradually, inwardly and outwardly. Now, it is an opportunity before you at present that the Absolute showers some points for the integral, balanced development of your inner understanding. Not partial aspect, but the integral development, the total development, the balanced development of your inner understanding, physical, vital, mental, intellectual, and transcendental. First day lesson or hearing may seem to you very difficult. No. It is your true nature which you have forgotten somehow or others. You have to regain that. That is your paradise, which is lost. You have to regain that. It is the paradise lost of Milton, the great poet Milton. I have not studied all these things, but everything revealed from within spontaneously, without any effort. Now, you can experience that. The speech is just occurring. I have no idea about what I will have to speak. I is full of the essence of all this, so that it is spontaneously revealing. And I told from the very beginning that it is ever spontaneous. The Absolute is ever spontaneous. But in individual, it cannot be experienced owing to the fault of one's own intellect. You have to make your intellect concentrated. If you do not listen to my words concentratively, attentively, you cannot understand any word, the meaning of any word, the essence of any word, which is really your true nature. Because you are the consciousness absolute, you are the existence absolute, you are the bliss absolute, you are the peace absolute, and what not, that is unknown to you, because your intellect is not capable enough to catch the implied meaning, the purport, the significance of these words. If you listen to this again and again for some days, then all this will be properly set, duly set in your inner mind, and you will become very enlightened. Oh, what a grand, nice, beautiful, and very enjoyable, blissful experience I have, which cannot be explained, but can be experienced. It is not possible for any individual to explain all these points, but it reveals from within. I had no opportunity or chances to study, read all these things, but the true nature of this life revealed automatically from within. I don't care for any individual aspect of understanding. Individual school, which represents some aspect, not the absolute whole. কেউ বলবে তুমি রাম ভজন করো, কেউ বলবে তুমি শিব ভজন করো, কেউ বলবে তুমি হরি ভজন করো, কেউ বলবে তুমি আল্লাহ ভজন করো, কেউ বলবে তুমি গুরু ভজন করো, কেউ বলবে তুমি মা ভজন করো। আরে অলরাইট, এই অ্যাসপেক্ট দিয়ে তো আমি একটা জায়গায় থেমে যাব। যেমন ইউ আর স্টাডিং সো মেনি সাবজেক্টস, সায়েন্স সাবজেক্টস, আর্টস সাবজেক্টস, কমার্স সাবজেক্টস, only one subject is not enough for you all. To balance the learning or your education, there are so many subjects you have to study. By studying only one subject, you cannot have that balanced nature. But this is a subject which embraces all, without any exception, without any reservation, because that is the background of all, the underlying essence of all, the light-pervading truth of all, and the reality itself, which verily you are. And you have to realize this in life. Now and never. Why? Because you will never be out of your existence. You may tell or ask me, what is about death? Death pertains to body, not to the self. For example, this is a building. पाँच साल पहले ये भी नहीं था क्या? हाँ 10 বছর আগে ছিল না। হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা, তারপরে now it is present, and when it will be destroyed, the space will remain the same. There is no change of the space, no change of the ground, so no change of the eye, only changes of the mind, your nature, your active nature, but not your true nature. Your true nature is eternal, infinite, changeless, and secondless, and attributeless. It is one by itself, without any second, without any modification, without any action. So this is the glory of your life. Life means the absolute. But at present you cannot appreciate that. If you listen to my words consecutively for some days, you will be able to appreciate this. Oh yes, in reality I am absolute, but in appearance I am finite. Fact. The outer nature is experienced in and through the senses and mind. The inner nature in and through the mind only, without senses. And central nature without mind, only through consciousness. And the transcendental nature is all-knowing. Simply, very simple word I am unfolding this science before you. But it is sure that this is the first time you are listening to all these. That is why you may be concentrative, yet still you will not be able to register all the words and its meaning. All the words and their meanings. Now, remember this day, and if you feel that I need this thing, then you will get another chance, otherwise not. जो भी भूखा है उसके लिए भी खाना है, ठीक, और जो भूखा नहीं है वो खाना को लेगा नहीं, लेगा तो थोड़ा से नष्ट कर देगा, उसको नाश कर देगा। तो ऐसी है तुम्हारी स्पिरिचुअल हंगर बनाने के लिए हम थोड़ा पॉइंट रखा तुम्हारे सामने में। जैसी तुम्हारी एजुकेशन का कैरिकुलम है, सेवरल सिलेबस बुक का है, वो थोड़ा लेसन्स है, वो कंप्लीट करने से तुम्हारी क्वालिफिकेशन बढ़ते हैं। और ये बियॉन्ड क्वालिफिकेशन, एट्रीब्यूटलेस, इसकी जरूरत है नहीं। देखो हमारी कोई एजुकेशन नहीं है तो बोल सकता है कैसे आप बताते बात, अरे ये आ जाते आप ही आप आसान से, विदाउट एनी एफर्ट, बिकॉज आई एम वेरी दैट इज द ट्रू नेचर ऑफ माई रियल लाइफ, which is ever present in you all. I am present in you all, but your nature is not in favor of understanding all these things. So, for the tuning of your nature, all these points are needed, but not for your real eye, because your real eye is ever present, which will be perfectly revealed only when your nature will attain this oneness of knowledge and knowledge of one. That is, it will be tranquil. It will attain the tranquil nature, the serene nature, the pacific nature, the homogeneous nature, the equanimous nature. That is oneness. Just like the ether, a space which has no layer at all. So your eye has no layer. Your nature has no layer. It is beyond all. That is your true nature, जिसके लिए कोई कोशिश नहीं करने पड़ता है, कोई एफर्ट का जरूरत नहीं होता है. ऐसे करना, ऐसे सोचना, ऐसे बोलना फालतू. ऑल दिस आर फालतू. सवेदने का नियम अवस्था. आत्मबोध के लिए, मैं के लिए कोई ज्ञान का जरूरत नहीं होता. मैं तो ज्ञान स्वरूप है, लेकिन मेरा के लिए बहुत कुछ चाहिए. मेरा मुकाम बनाना है, गाड़ी बनाना है, हमारे ऐसी करना है, ऐसी करना है. हर रोज देखो यही मामला चलता है संसार में. हर आदमी को मेरा 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 मेरा, अमार 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 अमार. हर आदमी ऐसे करता है. अमार अमार, आरो मारो आरो मारो आरो मारो आरो मारो अमार. मार खाना. जितना भी मेरा मेरा करेगा इतना भी मेरा बन जाएगा. तेरा मेरा से काम नहीं चलेगा. सबके ऊपर में तुम्हारी मैं, एक, वन आई. एक हम सर्वभूतेषु गूढ़ सर्वभूत अंतरात्मा कर्माध्यक्ष भूतादिवास केवल साक्षी चेता निर्गुणस्थ वाचो साक्षी प्राणवृत्तेश साक्षी बुद्धेश साक्षी बुद्धिवृत्तेश साक्षी चक्षु शस्त्रादि सर्व इंद्रियाणांच साक्षी साक्षी नित्य प्रत्येगात्मा. साक्षी नित्य प्रत्येगात्मा सच्चिद आनंद स्वरूप केवलम. जितना भी देवता है सब में मैं का प्रकाश रूप है. मैं से अलग कोई है भी नहीं, हो नहीं सकता है. तो एक ही देवो, ओनली वन गॉड, ओनली वन सेड, ओनली वन ट्रूथ, ओनली वन रियलिटी. कैसा है? सर्वभूतेषु गूढ़. हर चीज में एग्जिस्टेंस रूप में है. सर्वभूतेषु जितना भी प्रकाश है दुनिया में, ग्रॉस शटल शटलर, सबका बेस है, सबका अंडरलाइंग एसेंस है, सबका बैकग्राउंड है. सर्वभूतेषु गूढ़ सर्वभूत अंतरात्मा. द इनमोस्ट सेल, द इनमोस्ट रियलिटी, द इनमोस्ट एग्जिस्टेंस, द इनमोस्ट कॉन्शियसनेस, द इनमोस्ट आइडियलिटी. सर्वभूतेषु गूढ़ सर्वभूत अंतरात्मा कर्माध्यक्ष. जितना भी कर्म होता है हमारी आउटर नेचर का, इनर नेचर का, सेंट्रल नेचर का, सबका अध्यक्ष है. दी सुपरवाइजर ऑफ ऑल, दी विटनेस ऑफ ऑल. आँख का चोख जो देखता है उसको विटनेस है, कान सुनता है उसको विटनेस है, हमारी मुख बात करता है उसको विटनेस है, वो स्पर्श लेता है उसको विटनेस है, चलता है उसको भी विटनेस है, और जो निगेटिव है उसको भी विटनेस है, जो पॉजिटिव है उसको भी विटनेस है. व्हाट एंड व्हाट नॉट. देखो कितना मजेदार चीज है. इसीलिए है आनंद 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 परमानंद केवल आनंद बोली का रे. ये गाने में सुना तुम लोग? ये सब रिवील सॉन्ग है, वो कंपोजिशन नहीं है. बुद्धि से मन से कंपोज करके बना के नहीं, वो आप आ जाते. जितना गाना भी सुना ऐसी भी है. हमारी कोई विद्या बुद्धि नहीं है. मूर्ख नंबर वन. लेकिन ये मूर्ख एक ही होता है. ये नंबर वन मूर्ख एक ही है. जब भी आता है दुनिया में हम ये मूर्ख होके आता है. और हमारी काम जो है मिशनलेस मिशन, कोई मिशन नहीं है हमारी, क्योंकि हमारी कोई पर्पस नहीं है. आई एम प्लेइंग विथ माई ओन सेल्फ. आई एम ऑल परवेडिंग रियलिटी, एवर प्रेजेंट इन ईच एंड ऑल एज आई. तो पर्पस क्या होगा? दिस इज द स्पोर्टफुल ड्रामेटिक सेम साइड गेम ऑफ सेल्फ कॉन्शियसनेस मीन्स आई कॉन्शियसनेस. मैं के साथ भी खेल रहा, बहुत अनुभूति के साथ खेल रहा. इसमें किसका क्या फॉर्मा क्या नेम है हमारी कोई जरूरत नहीं है. इसीलिए किसी को नाम नहीं पूछा मैंने, और किसी को रूप हम नहीं दिखता है. हम दिखता है सब मैं के एक एक स्पार्क स्फुलिंग है. जैसी दिवाली आ रहा है उसमें प्रदीप भी जलाएगा, कैंडल भी जलाएगा. एक कैंडल से लाखों कैंडल को जला देगा. हर कैंडल का लाइट एक ही नेचर है. देयर इज नो डिफरेंस in between the light of one candle and others. ऐसी बाहर में जितना भी है shape, design, pattern, all are insignificant when I is concerned. Because I को हटाने से कुछ नहीं रहेगा, कुछ नहीं, दुनिया नहीं, अपना मुकाम भी नहीं है, अपना कोई नहीं है। আপন স্বরূপে পূর্ণ আপন স্বয়ং প্রকাশ ভূমা স্বয়ং আপন স্বরূপে পূর্ণ আপন স্বয়ং প্রকাশ ভূমা স্বয়ং আপন স্বরূপে পূর্ণ আপন আপন প্রেমে আপনি মগন আপন বোধে অনন্য পরম আপন স্বরূপে পূর্ণ আপন স্বয়ং প্রকাশ ভূমা স্বয়ং স্বয়ং প্রকাশ স্বয়ং প্রকাশ স্বয়ং প্রকাশ ভূমা স্বয়ং আপন স্বরূপে পূর্ণ আপন আপন ভাবে খেলে স্বয়ং প্রকাশে মহিমায় আপন আপন ভাবে খেলে স্বয়ং প্রকাশে মহিমায় আপন আপন বোধে করে গ্রহণ সর্বপ্রকাশ আপন আপন বোধে করে গ্রহণ সর্বপ্রকাশ আপন আপন বোধে করে গ্রহণ আপন বোধে করে আস্বাদন আপন বোধে করে গ্রহণ আপন বোধে করে আস্বাদন আপন বক্ষে আপনি স্বয়ং নিত্য করে বিচরণ আপন বক্ষে আপনি স্বয়ং নিত্য করে বিচরণ আপন স্বরূপে আপনি স্বয়ং আপনে আপন চিদানন্দ ঘন চিদানন্দ ঘন আপনে আপন চিদানন্দ ঘন সৌম্য শান্ত সর্বসম আপনে আপন চিদানন্দ ঘন সৌম্য শান্ত সর্বসম আপন অধিক নাহি অন্য আপন অধিক নাহি অন্য আপনতা আপন ধর্ম আপনতা আপন ধর্ম আপন স্বরূপে পূর্ণ আপন আপন মহিমা সমদর্শন আপন মহিমা সমদর্শন কালাতীত সর্বসম কালাতীত অনুপম আপন মহিমা সমদর্শন কালাতীত অনুপম আপন স্বরূপ সনাতন নিরঞ্জন নিত্য মৌন আপন স্বরূপ সনাতন নিরঞ্জন সচ্চিদানন্দ গণ আপন স্বরূপে পূর্ণ স্বয়ং অখণ্ড ভূমা পূর্ণ স্বয়ং আপন স্বরূপ। আমি প্রত্যেকের আপন স্বরূপ বললাম। এখানে আমি কিন্তু ভেদ নাই, কিন্তু ভেদ নিয়ে আমাদের শিক্ষা। All educations are futile because they teach us only the division, differences, but no school of faith, religion and learning teaches the oneness of knowledge, knowledge of oneness. इसीलिए हमको शरीर लेकर आना पड़ता है। कोई नहीं सुनेगा मेरी बात, लेकिन दिस मिशनलेस मिशन लेके बहुत भी आता है, लेकिन कोई मिशन सक्सेसफुल नहीं होता है। थोड़ा दिन के लिए ठीक है, जैसे अनारकली अभी बाजी वो दिवाली में लगाएगा, ऐसी एजुकेशन है ना, क्या बात नहीं। पक्का भी टाइमलेस, I am timeless, spaceless, causeless, effectless, but the revealer of all, the essence of all, the truth of all, the reality of all. That is why I call it I-reality. All these are the demonstration of I-reality. A day will come when people will follow this science of oneness, knowledge of oneness and oneness of knowledge. And then the eternal peace will be established. There will be no need of peace conference. That is, the intellectuals are performing at present. Oh, अभी सच्चिदानंद बनाना तो ठीक है, सच्चिदानंदम सच्चिदानंदम सच्चिदानंदम, उसका आदि भी नहीं है अंत भी नहीं है, तो और क्या करे। जो सुना तुम्हारी अपना महिमा, डोंट फॉरगेट इट। You may realize it or not, no matter, you are the same self what I am, and I exist in you as your I. Don't forget it. You cannot go out over this I. You can't forget your I. You can forget everything, and that is possible. But to forget the I is not possible. You cannot go out of your own I. You cannot experience your absence. The I cannot experience its absence, its negation, but mind will experience that. Now, all Saccidanandam, Saccidanandam, Saccidanandam.